Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for a nice spooky review on the latest release from Patriot Studio. It's the Three Fates, otherwise known as Clickers, 1/12 scale. Always been impressed by everything I've seen from Patriot Studio. I don't expect this to be any different. When they took this packaging out of the delivery box, I thought that was actually CGI artwork, but it is pictures of the products itself. Very impressive looking. So I hope you enjoy this review, folks. Getting close to the spooky season, my favourite time of year, so enjoy this one. Drop a like on it, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at dknight333. And at the front of the box just is a nice flap with a magnet, keeps it shut, and you can see the figure displayed inside. So collector friendly, I think that's what they call it, when you can see the figure. And if you don't like to take your stuff out of the packaging, you can still get a good look at it. But really nice, small little 1/12 scale boxes. Very, very nicely done. Beautiful presentation. Good quality cardboard as well. You feel like you're getting something nice and high end. Oh look, there's a, what's that, a map? Possibly. Oh, newspapers. It's the first time I'm seeing this. And what do you have? I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to show you in a minute. Do they have individual names, or is it just the Three Fates? Yeah, I think. Oh, A, B, and C. That keeps it simple. It does actually show you for each one what the accessories are. So you get a brick and lots of stuff there. We're going to see that in a minute. Here we have lots of maps, it looks like, and more maps. Okay, that's good. Alright, 3 figures out of the box, all with their own accessories in front of them. This one in the middle here comes with some great recognizable stuff from Last of Us 2, Polaroids and such. This one over here comes with some maps, including some maps of Seattle, which I remember from the sequel. Now, as usual, very impressive sculpt, paint, clothing, very high-end look and feel for 1/12 scale. And I'll get the negative out of the way. The transition there between the leg and the body is pretty damn ugly, but in the right kind of pose it solves itself, as you can see here, because I've got them kind of walking, legs spread a little bit. The joints kind of turn in on themselves and kind of become seamless. But in this, well, she's stepping forward, this one. That one seems to be more obvious. We'll see what happens when I change the pose on it. But yeah, the only negative I'm seeing so far is that transition between the leg and the torso. You get a big gap, but in the right pose you can hide that if you want to. The other thing you got to be careful of, reviewers out there, is, you know how much YouTube hates toy nipples. I know that from my, various Vampirella reviews and some other stuff like Firesin, TB League bodies and such. They appear to be 3 female characters, and they are wearing clothing that has holes which do reveal the nipples. They are there, sculpted and painted in a very realistic fashion. So I've had to rejig the tops on the characters here to hide the nipple action. Otherwise my video will get demonetized and I won't earn my £5.70 or whatever hell it will be. I really don't make much on YouTube, but every penny counts when you're trying to survive, so I will cover the nipples. But the only negative I'm seeing is the joint between the legs and the body there. But yeah, I tried pulling up the jeans to hide it a bit more. I couldn't get the jeans to raise up any higher, and I couldn't really tighten the belt, and I didn't want to risk snapping the belt while I'm filming the review, so I'll tackle that later. But aside from that issue with the joint, 3 very cool looking pieces here. Now what I've done is just tweak the pose to hide the issue of the joint as best I could, They're not really visible anymore, you can't see that transition between the leg and the body. It really just depends on the pose you got them in, and once you do that, in display, you have 3 very impressive pieces. So it is possible to get round that issue of the visible joint. Yeah, just get you a close up on some of the accessories that come with the middle one here. I recognize that picture there of is it Ellie and her girlfriend? I think there's Joel and his daughter, and some other little memories from both games, I think. The brick probably has some significance. I can't remember exactly. I mean, obviously there's bricks everywhere in the game, you use them to distract people, but Maybe there was a specific scene I'm forgetting about. There's a little note down there. Spare hands that they come with. There's the maps. Just get a little view from above here. I love the weathering on the clothes. Really, really fantastic. Oh, look at the detail on that. That's cool. Let's zoom in. See the teeth as well. Over here again, super detailed. Very unfortunate, folks. Man, look at that detail on the hands. These are 1/12 scale. Crazy. That's the last one over here. I think she got it the worst. The whole front of her face is split open. Again, the weathering on that top is fantastic, and the detail on the body underneath. Look at that hand again. That is crazy. And she comes with some maps, including the ones I was saying about Seattle. Pine. Yep. So, very well thought out. A lot of love put into everything. They give you a lot of stuff to play with. And if you have yourself some nice 1/12 scale dioramas, then you're set with these guys. They balance really well. All the joints are good and stiff. And I went with all 3 figures on the rotating base here, just because it looks right, you know, have them all together. If you're the kind of collector who, when you got a friend coming around to check out your collection, you've got a new piece, then maybe you bust out of the Detolf to put on a rotating base and some nice lighting, and kind of show it off, let it be seen from all angles as it turns. When it's nice and fresh in your collection, you're all excited to have it. This idea works very well with these 3. You could have these 3 turning in their clicker poses, all back to back on a little rotating base, and there'd just be so much to look at, so much to appreciate. I never noticed how much detail was actually on the back of the characters. Their shoulders, all down their back, is just sculpted. It just looks horrific. It makes you feel itchy looking at them. Poor souls. I just hope that they're not conscious of anything, you know. I just hope they're completely gone and they're just being driven, you know, their shells, and being puppeteered by some evil primal force. I don't know. You know, the hardcore Last of Us fans out there will know exactly what the situation is with the clickers, but I just know I wouldn't want to run into any of them. Just amazing detail, though. And thanks to the positioning and the tweaking of the clothes, the joints are not visible anymore. Man, it's just horrific. Just in time for October. They're all standing really well. I'll just get a quick bit of footage of each one individually. Again, the detail on the back of the neck, coming down the spine, back of the arms, it's a lot to take in. There's a lot going on. And it's all very well done. I think the back's my favourite part of this one. And the face, side of the face, side profile, that creepy ass hand. It is just horrific. The frayed jeans at the end, coming down to the sculpted ankles. No details spared on the feet either. We've got rips in the jeans around the knee area, weathering on the jeans. Very impressed with this one. And we'll move on to the next. I really love the detail on this grey top, all the blood stains. Again, I've rejigged the position of the clothing to hide certain things. And the hair seems to be like a bit of a comb over situation on this one. Not much hair on the head sculpt. But really gnarly. situation there at the top of the head, and the eyes just looks completely dead. You can see the veins inside of the face and the neck area at the back coming down, sculpt everywhere. Rips and blood stains on the jeans as well, you can see the blood on there. Very, very detailed. So yep, very impressed with this one also. Now let's move on to the last one. Now this last one is showing way more leg, and we can see here a lot more detail. Very nice paintwork. I like the way they've painted the knee joint, at least to blend in. You know, it is the same color as the rest of the sculpt around it, even down to the blood stains on there too. More blood stains on these ripped kind of shorts. A nice green top, plenty of weathering. And a very recognizable clicker-esque head sculpt here. With some really nasty blood effects. Again, some subtle blood on the elbow joint there as well, blending it all together. You see the teeth on that one too. So probably the most jointy of the lot, but still a very awesome piece. I guess you could swap heads. Could you do that? Could you swap heads between all three? I guess you could. I'm going to try that, because I really like this head. What would that look like on one of these guys? So yes, you can swap around the heads, and that's really cool, because you can come up with your own preferred look for the three figures. So this head was on this one, and this head was on that one, and everything works out great. Just swap them around, nice and easy. Quite like the look of this one. Have to be careful with that nipple. I think it's come back. I can just go around that, avoid the wrath of YouTube. But yeah, nice that you can do that. Very cool. Let's see how they scale up next to some other characters from the same company as one of the sisters from Resident Evil Village. An amazing piece. Check out the review on that. And you got Lady D here. She's a big girl, but she's 1/12 scale as well. There's a 1/12 scale figure from another company. That's the original Freddy by Mezco Toys. He's just standing there, same as everyone else. No stands or bases. So that's how they measure up. Now I just measured the clickers here, and they come in just over 6 inches tall each. Alright folks, I'll keep it short and sweet and give you my final thoughts and a score out of 10. Thoughts are, for Last of Us fans, these seem like pretty essential pieces. Not going to take up too much space and perfectly capture the horror of the clickers. Very poseable. I know I didn't go too crazy posing them, but I'll be honest folks, I've got so much on my plate right now, I can't really do the 40-minute long reviews at the moment. So I'll keep it shorter for you and just can't do as many poses. But take my word for it, these are excellent. Can't give them a 10, as much as I'd like to, but the visible joint at the waist area, you know, I have to factor that in. Also, I would say be very, very careful when trying to tighten the belts. They do seem to be quite fragile. I wouldn't go in too heavy-handed. Other than that, amazing sculpt, amazing clothing quality, thought put into the weathering and the gore. The sculpts on the arms, the legs, the back, just the really individual looks of the head sculpts, the fact that you can swap them all around if you want to. I'm gonna have to say a 9 out of 10. Couldn't go any lower than that, because these are excellent, and I'm sure once you get them in hand you'll agree. Not going to take up too much space, and just in time for October. Yep. Now we'll flash up on the screen the Patriot Studio Instagram page. That's probably the best place to start, you know, as far as tracking this company down. But yeah, I definitely recommend them. 9 out of 10. Very satisfied. And I think you will be too. Drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you're doing in the comments and your thoughts on what you're seeing here in the video. And I'll see you again soon on the channel. Got plenty in store for you for October. So keep it locked. Alright. See you soon. Take it easy. Bye-bye.